Whenever mothers meet, there's always one hot topic of conversation: how their newborns and toddlers are sleeping. Joe and 10-week-old Will and Shana and 11-month-old Perry have an expert listener in Dr. Harriet Hiscock, a paediatrician at the Royal Children's Hospital in Melbourne, Australia. Dr. Hiscock has surveyed 740 new mothers who've had problems with their child's sleep. She advised them when to calm their fussy babies and when to let them cry, which not only ensured better sleep, but helped the mums ward off postnatal depression. The controlled crying approach thus improves the well-being of both child and mother. Sally Bernard takes a break from her hectic schedule to visit with her 13-year-old son Bill. He was diagnosed with autism at age 4, but she says he showed symptoms almost 2 years earlier. Just down the hall at a Cambridge, Massachusetts hotel conference room, Sally takes part in the first public hearing on the risks of mercury used as preservatives in several childhood vaccines. Hundreds of medical experts also attend the gathering before the US Institute of Medicine, including Dr. Jeff Bradstreet, who's studying the mercury levels in about 200 autistic children. He believes they had many times more mercury as other healthy infants and suspects that mercury may cause autism. Studies have shown at just 3 months, some infants receive more than 100 times the EPA safe limit for mercury. But whether these exposures cause developmental disorders warrants more research. The FDA says older vaccines still contain thimerosal, a preservative containing mercury. But all childhood vaccines are now available without this preservative. And so we come to Ganga and Jamuna Shrestha. They were discharged from Singapore General Hospital recently and were able to go home with their parents to Nepal. The now separated Siamese twins will live in the Nepalese capital, Kathmandu, with their family and will be supported by a team of medical experts from Kathmandu Hospital. The surgeon who conducted the 100-hour operation to separate the twins told a news conference that the girls were ready to go home to rest, grow and develop. Professor Ho Yun explained that the 18-month-old girls had already been through quite an ordeal, such as major operations every other day for about 3 to 4 months. Naturally, their parents, Father Bushra and Mother Sandhya, were delighted to be going home with the whole family, but they'll return to Singapore next year for skull reconstruction surgery. The babies, who were kept on ventilators in a drug-induced sleep for days after the surgery, have not suffered any major strokes, brain swelling or brain infections. Doctors said Jamuna, the stronger of the two, now tries to roll over and is learning to sit. Though slightly heavier at 8.2 kilograms, Ganga has yet to catch up with her sister's development. The costly operation, which utilised 3D computer imaging of the girls' skulls, was paid for by a pool of public donations that poured in to cover all costs, while doctors offered their services for free. Architect Alison Dunn has multiple sclerosis, a neurological disease that strikes younger people. While severe MS symptoms include paralysis, Alison suffers a milder form known as remit and relapse. Under current guidelines, doctors could only diagnose her after the second attack, but now there are new international guidelines being launched to diagnose the illness in far less time. MRI scans will now be done as soon as a person suffers their first attack. The brain images are so advanced that they can quickly expose the MS lesions before nerve damage becomes more pronounced. It's not clear whether earlier detection and drug intervention would have helped Alison, but at the very least, it would have given her peace of mind to know precisely what was wrong.